Welcome everyone to What the Fiction, and we, as a family, the Gould family, have just watched the Black Widow movie. And I'm going to do a little round table and introduce everybody. I'm Marie Claire Gould, and to my right is...
Hi, I'm Wilfred Dean Gould, but I like to be called Will.
Hi, I'm Robin. Everyone knows me, or I hope you do.
And last
is the mosquito that won't seem to leave the table alone. Oh, and Kyle.
And Kyle.
I am not the mosquito.
Does the mosquito have any thoughts on Black Widow?
It's all a buzz with the news.
The mosquito owns Mosquito News. We can get its thoughts there.
But don't go to that news site because it sucks.
Blood.
We just speaking of like blood red, that was a major like color theme throughout this whole movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Initial thoughts on the Black Widow movie.
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie. Very plot heavy.
What do you mean by that?
It's very plot heavy on how she became the way she is.
Right. There was a lot of backstory inserted into the movie itself.
Well, the entire thing was backstory.
Well, yes, because it happened in the past, much like other movies have happened in the past or other television shows. We, have had Doctor Strange happen, setting up the Doctor Strange franchise and also his involvement in the Avengers. Okay. So everybody thought it was a good movie. I really, really liked it. There was a lot of really cool things that went on in the movie. I liked how it was basically about a dysfunctional family in so many ways, and how like mistakes being made for the sake of the patriarchy ended up having them have to rectify those later in life and come together and resolve those things. That's how I felt.
Yep. Who was the guy? Red Dynamite?
Red Dynamite.
Was that his name?
Red Guardian? Crimson Dynamo? Is that her?
Red Guardian really brought everything together, and he was so drama themed that he literally did not know what was going on.
Yeah. There was a lot of intense emotions from him. Like he felt a lot of things
that just no one else felt.
Yes, exactly.
They each represent different members of a dysfunctional family. The older sister who moved out quickly.
Yeah.
The younger sister who had to deal with the brunt of a lot of this dysfunctional aspects of the family. The father who didn't really realize that he was doing anything wrong, or acknowledges it a little bit, but
yeah,
honestly kind of doesn't get what was so bad about it, because, brought up in it and doesn't really have a super defined understanding of how really hard it was for the children. So says a lot of insensitive things. Still really well-meaning sometimes, but
he certainly had real emotions, right? Even though he made very bad mistakes.
Yeah. And the mother who fully realizes what was happening, but is so far into it that she can't pull out.
Yeah, that was really fascinating how much she was already, if you were to view it from a family systems perspective rather than, hey, this is a Marvel superheroes movie, she was indoctrinated into the patriarchy as a young girl as well, right? Or as, that she had a specific role to play. And she kept it going throughout, these young girls' lives, and continued on going and couldn't figure out how to get out of it either. Really, really interesting stuff.
Yep.
That was being said.
Honestly, they all need therapy.
Yes, it's true.
Especially Black Widow, because she's killed thousands of people, maybe hundreds, maybe 10, but...
I think the number went down.
No, it went up.
To, hundreds of thousands of
thousands.
people?
Hundred thousands.
We could just ask him. He's sitting right here.
Yeah, it's thousands, 100,000,
Oh.
10 million.
Oh,
Whoa.
okay. I
That's
did
a-
like the going downwards in the number.
She killed a planet. That's probably what happened. She had a lot of red on her ledger. That was something that she said in the Avengers movie.
It's just, I think she needs a lot of therapy to get rid of all that.
Fair. It doesn't seem like she's alive anymore, though, so
Yeah.
that's a problem.
She needs a lot of therapy before she died.
Yeah, this movie was hard for me because of that.
Right.
Like, the movie kept teasing me hope. I'm like, well, maybe the after credits scene will have some sort of hopeful piece to it.
Right.
With the way that like the other series are showing us, they're not going to pull a Gamora and just like bop, bring it back. They're going to ensure that if they bring her back, which they probably won't, they're going to make sure that it's meaningful because her death was so much more important than Gamora's was. Or well, Gamora's death was important, but it wasn't everlasting, or we didn't really feel the brunt effects of it
Right. Yeah.
like we did.
Because we see Gamora almost immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
We get past Gamora. We don't get past Nat.
Yeah.
Was this movie necessary?
Ugh, that's such a hard question to ask.
Right?
No, I don't think it was necessary, but it's so good. It's so good.
You could take it out of the timeline, but it's good to
Like
say.
we lasted without it.
Mhm.
I would have preferred to see this literally before the Avengers duel finale, Endgame, and Infinity War. Like I would have preferred to see this as actually like in timeline order. And now that it exists, I'm going to be excited to watch it in timeline order.
Hmm.
You know, post Civil War.
Post fourth area, we're gonna watch it and we're gonna rewatch the exact timeline order.
If I were to watch it would be post Captain America Civil War.
Yeah,
And
okay.
I'm happy it exists now. I thought it was a really awesome thought out movie. I've like little thoughts in my head that I want to make sure to cover, but like it hit on all of the things I would want to have covered in a very femme gaze or femme centric movie about Black Widow and kind of about sort of the problems of using women as a resource, which was actually said in the movie by the bad guy.
Dude, that bad guy was a little bit sexist.
A lot sexist. Let's just
Yeah. And
Why we don't know how he treats men.
No, we've never seen him treat any
Black-
men really.
Maybe he just kills all men as soon as he sees them because only women have
I mean,
true
there seem to be
potential.
dudes like guarding the like floating red
Yeah.
room.
Yeah, that was weird.
So
what?
the assassins were different.
They could be women.
But
in
they are not
suits.
allowed to show their faces. They have to be masked at all times.
Yeah.
No faces,
It's just because they're ugly.
Oh,
monotone voices.
Anyway, Natasha was often used, like, character-wise as kind of, as a little bit of a resource, but also as an object for the male gaze in a lot of the other,
yeah.
in a
Like,
lot of the movies.
it's really interesting to see how her hair and costume.
At one point
look.
in the series, when we were doing the rewatch,
yeah.
I don't remember, it might be Captain America Winter Soldier, you were like, you turned to me and you were like, you can tell this was directed by a man because they were shipping Natasha and Captain America.
Well, it's like she ends up being paired with like Hulk and Captain America, and
Yeah.
she flirts with Tony during
Just to make Pepper jealous.
I mean-
Iron Man 2. It's entirely based on like who's directing the movie. We did not get any of that more like sex object idea
Yeah.
in this movie.
I was really happy about that. I mean, like, ship whatever you want to ship, but like, she was used so often as just like an object of, let's just throw that in there for a little flavor. And
It was
not
commented
really.
on the movie because Yelena says you're always flipping your hair and doing sexy poses like you know everyone's
Like you're a
watching.
poser. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yelena, my beloved.
Oh yeah. Okay, so the new character that was added in let's talk about all the characters first, but first we'll talk about Yelena, which she has the closest relationship with, who is a lot like a younger sibling.
Because in the movie, Yelena questions Natasha's like loyalty and love for her.
Yeah.
And the entire time I was thinking about the one scene that happens very early on in the movie to establish that Natasha does actually care about Yelena. It's the, don't take her, I have a gun.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, no, she definitely did care about her, even though that family setup was fake. What did you think about Yelena as a younger sibling yourself?
It felt really real, but like if Yelena had a choice, who would she choose? Her actual family or her fake family? I think she would choose the fake family.
Because she knows no other family. That
Yeah.
was real to her.
Yeah.
She was probably a baby because they had been in Ohio for 3 years and she didn't really
She looked
look that
6.
Yeah, she didn't look. She probably has no memories before that period of time. What did you think of Yelena, Kyle? Played by Florence Pugh.
I love Florence Pugh. She's
Yeah.
amazing.
She was great in Little Women, right?
So much enjoying
Yeah.
She was in
everything.
Little Women. I
Yeah,
need to rewatch Little Women.
it was so good.
It was good.
She is great. I love the dynamic between her and Nat.
Mhm.
And the vest.
It really felt real. And what I loved about this movie is they took the time to settle and establish characters and their relationships.
Yep.
It wasn't one action scene to the next. They spent time with that family in their home in Ohio. They spent a lot of time with Yelena and Nat in the car. And
Yeah.
I really felt like when they went places, the heart of the moments of the scenes were in the journeys in between the places they went to.
Much like our road trip that we took out to where we are recording currently. It's in the journey.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
And while I admit the set pieces of the prison escape and the dashing through Budapest and avoiding Taskmaster and then the scene up in the clouds, all of that was just breathtaking spectacle showing off tremendous stunt work.
Yeah.
But the heart of this show, the heart of this thing is about this family of 4 people,
Yeah.
their interplay and their relationships with each other. And that's why I really liked how long that family dinner was, where Yelena's drinking vodka. No one else wants to eat anything. Melina keeps piling on potato salad onto everyone's plates, even though no one wants to eat.
And Alexei is being really gross and like horny and
Yeah.
like not gross but certainly horny, just like
True to character.
oh yeah, and it's like that sort of like awkward dinner conversation.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, like they're finally together and they did that so well. The family dynamic was delivered so well.
Oh, it really was. It was
Yeah.
just awesome to see. And I was like, I want more of this. Please stop fighting each other.
I really loved that Yelena was like a sarcastic younger sister and the whole vest thing. I'm obsessed with that vest now. Like, I loved it so much.
It was great.
The thing is, they took the jokes in the movie.
Yeah.
and they had like only 10, and they're all good jokes, but they did them like twice, and they're all like funny. This would be a really cool way to die. This is not a cool way to die.
No, you're right. And they did the vest thing multiple times. They did the superhero move.
All of the jokes
Repetitive humor.
reoccurring.
Yeah.
And they interlaced them with like emotion and feeling. And also, Yelena was like sarcastic younger sister,
Yeah.
funny younger sister, and also brunt of the trauma.
And what's interesting is that she is actually framed as, in many ways, equal or better than Nat.
Yeah.
Which is fascinating. And so she's almost taking on this new role. And you were saying like you think that she's Red Widow.
I don't know which one she is.
Yeah, but she is potentially like
She will fulfill Nat's role
in the future. Yeah.
in the future.
Yeah. It definitely seems like they're like replacing characters as they go, right?
But this is what good storytelling does, right? Especially world building. We got a whole bunch of new characters, right? We were introduced to their problems. They were introduced to an established character, and then we saw all of them with an established relationship. And what happened over the course of that 2 hours? We watched that relationship change. We watched it start one way. We had a break. And then we had people come back together to find a way to get through that emotional trauma that they'd experienced.
Yep, the characters were definitely the best part of the movie because the characters never really broke apart for that long. If they ever broke apart, it would be for important stuff that they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that point where they reveal the secret plan that they actually switched people.
Oh, that was so well done. That face technology.
Which they used in both Winter Soldier and in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Which I still need to watch.
You still need to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I still need to watch it too. Yeah. I just didn't want to watch it while you guys were doing your neopolitical conversations.
Oh, fair.
And by the way, I'm the only one who hasn't gotten live stream with you yet.
That is true, but you are part of this podcast.
Yes.
We'll fix it, buddy. We'll make it happen. So, would you recommend this movie to people?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you haven't seen it, go see it because it's amazing.
What's your favorite Marvel movie?
Oh, that's hard. Don't ask me hard questions.
Well, we know I've asked this before, and you have an answer. So, what's the answer?
Because it's usually the most recent one, but I like all of the Marvel movies for different reasons. What was my previous answer?
Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, well, Thor Ragnarok is amazing because Loki and
Valkyrie and Thor and Hulk. And
Thor Ragnarok feels like you just crammed like 30 movies into one movie and it's still okay and cohesive and great.
Cool. Okay. What's your favorite movie?
Endgame and Thor Ragnarok are tied
Wow.
because they take
What?
because Endgame takes all the characters that you know and love and throws them in a scenario that puts them all in use, and it's an epic battle.
Fair. That is totally a fair statement to
I
make.
also love Infinity War too.
Cool.
Endgame, all of the movies are good. All Marvel,
I agree.
like you could make an argument for any Marvel movie as
Yeah,
why
like-
it's the best.
What's
So-
your favorite movie?
Okay, I have seen Captain America Civil War like, I don't know, maybe 50 times.
Wow.
So many times. I love Winter Soldier in so many ways.
Okay, which one's your favorite?
I love Thor Ragnarok, but
All right.
I have to probably say it's probably Captain America Civil War just because of how many times I've seen it and
Wow.
it like sits there. But like as far as the funnest Marvel movie that like I'll sit down and watch with the kids, it's Thor Ragnarok.
And for me, my favorite movie of them all is Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Oh, Doctor
yeah.
Strange is a solid movie.
Absolutely. And rightfully my favorite. So
So-
now that people know what our favorite is,
Yeah.
when you go to recommend Black Widow to people, what would you say?
I think it is an exceptional movie that deals with a very weird family and weird family issues, which don't we all have, right? And also, it comes from a very femme perspective with the writer, Jack Schaefer, being the main creators behind it. And to me, I thought it was a 9 out of 10. There was some slight kind of editing errors or editing things that caught me up during some of the sort of action scenes, but I can look past all of those.
I think that it's, a really good movie. It focuses on the characters a lot. So in recommending it to people, I'm like, well, if you're looking for something with a lot of good action, crazy fight scenes, and some, world-bending plot, and you really like the Civil War arc and the whole like Sokovia Accords and that piece, then you're gonna really love this. If you're a fan of Black Widow too, it's really great. I don't know why you wouldn't see it if you were a fan, but in case you're having doubts, it's a great movie. And it's very character focused. You're not going to see Black Widow being sexy at all, really. It's like you're going to see her being awesome. And it's like a really good character study.
And she gets beaten up a lot, actually, in this.
Yeah, there's a lot of beating up of Black Widow.
Yeah.
And you're going to get introduced to a new character I'm sure you're going to love. It's funny. You're going to laugh. You're going to almost cry a little
Didn't
bit.
you almost cry, you said?
I
Yeah.
almost cried. Like, I got a little bit choked up like 4 times.
Wow.
So, it's a great movie. If I was recommending it to someone, I would make sure that they were going to love it.
I say it's probably like a 9.5 out of 10 because I like not having that many like action points. I do like Civil War and those like crazy action points, but it's not that much heavily influenced, and you mostly figure out about the characters and you know about them. But in stuff like Civil War, you already know the characters.
Fair. I can't wait to see this movie again. I literally want to watch it
Like, would you
again.
like we
right
watched
away.
it in the theater,
I want
which
to
was a good experience. But
leave this recording space and go watch it on my phone.
yeah,
or
like would you
on my
download the
laptop.
Premiere Access thing on
I'm
Disney Plus?
so frustrated that it's like I have to wait to watch it again because part of me is prepared because with the last like Marvel content that I've been consuming, which is Loki, I'm prepared to just go write notes and take notice of literally everything going on. And I just want to like frame by frame analyze other things and pay attention to all of this detail. I think one of my big issues with movie theaters is I can't just go, wait, pause it, hold on.
That's true.
This movie is full of pausable moments. As
Oh,
well.
yeah.
This movie combines a whole bunch of amazing types of movies. It's very James Bond in certain ways.
Yep.
Even the bad guy is a Bond villain. Entirely a Bond villain. Wouldn't you say?
He was evil, and everything he had a specific color.
And style
Everything had a
and
red
tenor.
tinge
Also,
to it. And even the serum that saved the widows, which is what they called them, right?
Mhm.
Was red. It was like it released them from their mind control.
it was also like the serum was really spory. Like it felt like someone had just let off like a ton of spores in the room, and I just wanted to just go
like wave
sorry,
about, yeah.
wave my hand. I can't
clear the room.
I can't make hand actions. I forgot I'm not streaming.
I did want to ask about Taskmaster and that character reveal. 'Cause
Oh, I
this is a
love that.
full like spoiler reaction, of course. But let's talk about Taskmaster because he was actually like one of my favorite villains from the comics.
You mean she?
Taskmaster's male in the comics.
In the comics, yeah.
What?
So that's where I was like, I love this reveal. I loved it. I was obsessed with it when we were watching it in the theater. I was like, oh my God, this is a brilliant change.
Mhm.
What did you think of it?
I don't know Taskmaster from the comics, but I think changing it to be a woman is always a great change, you know? It's a good twist. I like it. I'm excited to see more from that character. I don't know. I don't think I would watch a series with that character, but they will be interesting to see more of, like in the background or as a villain or something. Probably not a villain being saved, but you know.
I feel like Taskmaster, when we just got Taskmaster, I was like, okay, so then it's the sister. Once when we saw the sister, okay, it's the mom. Once when we saw the mom, I was like,
Oh,
who
you
is
thought it was like Black Widow's like family.
Yeah.
Neat.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. Yeah. What did you think of Taskmaster's superpowers, kind of where they can like watch whatever moves you're doing and then replicate those moves?
It seems like they watch a lot of Netflix and they also pause the video and take notes. They do a lot of live streams.
Yo, it's just my mom.
I loved it.
I've always loved this villain because Deadpool was able to beat Taskmaster because he's so random and Taskmaster couldn't figure out what he was going to do. And that was always like my favorite thing because Taskmaster is like one of those villains that's supposedly unbeatable because he knows how you're going to do all of your moves and can counter them.
Unless you have
Well,
some
that's
red
just
serum.
analysis right there.
Yeah. But Taskmaster, like, especially from like a larger thematic meaning perspective, that Nat created this thing. I mean, the dad created Taskmaster, but by wounding her, she was the only one who could heal her too. And heal her with the serum and like taking her out of her dad's control was just like such a good thematic choice. And I really, really loved all of those aspects.
I want to know if Captain America remembers the Red Guardian now.
This won't make any sense to the kids, but do you remember in Buffy the Vampire Slayer when Buffy dies and then they release it and then there's all these slayers made about the world?
Yeah.
I really felt like that moment happened in this film.
Yeah.
When
all the widows.
all of these widows out there, there are all these powerful women, so many powerful women out there controlling the world, can't do anything because they're being controlled by dude bro.
Yeah. By the patriarchy.
The Russian in the sky.
Yep. The Russian in the sky.
Sky Russian?
What it reminds me of that Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack song, Spirit in the Sky.
Yes. And now they are all, Yelena can go and free them all.
Yeah.
Yelena,
Right?
you have a goal.
You have the power, Yelena, to free all of the women.
They have the names and identities of all of them. They have the serum. They can replicate and
Yeah.
make more. And I feel like that is something that is happening. And,
And
we didn't.
It has been years since that happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know
Yeah.
how many of them get blipped, but
Yes, but they come back.
Another thing that we should probably talk about is the end flippin' credit scene.
let's do
Yes,
that.
let's do that.
What did you think about that?
I thought it would be more like crazy. It wasn't really that crazy, but it was insane that they think Clinton did this.
Mm-hmm. That's setting up the Clint Barton Hawkeye
Yeah.
TV show is really what that's
Let's
doing.
cover it,
Do we want to
Mom.
talk about who Valentina is?
Well, the kids don't know.
No, I know.
But she is kind of the new Samuel L. Jackson. But it doesn't seem like she's working with the good guys because she's gone and gotten U.S. agent as her number one player in the field now. Seems like she's been working with Yelena for a while. That's how
Yeah.
I
definitely
want
was
to
given to
Definitely.
me.
raise. Oh, honey, so do I.
I have to say, though, I heard the... And
I thought we would hear it
I
back.
totally thought I was going to hear that back.
I did too.
You dirty, dirty Marvel minds not giving us...
Me.
Like even in the
Yes.
wind, you could just go, I can't whistle. Even just like a gust of wind.
I just don't. I don't think that she's coming back. I think that's. They were saying that she's done. I think that this is a passing of the mantle,
Yeah,
right? Like that has to be it.
Why?
I agree.
We never got any kind of resolution for like any of the romance plots.
Oh
I agree.
Oh my god, I have the biggest Marvel Easter egg that could have happened. It could have been a Marvel Easter egg, like at that point, where like a like website shows up, and once when you go to that website, the whistle sound plays.
Oh, that would be crazy.
I felt done in when she gave the
Right.
whistle and we didn't get it back.
Of course.
Because I'm still eternally hopeful. And we watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier expecting maybe we'll get to see Steve, and of course we didn't. Because Marvel said these chapters have been closed and they are done. And Nat is done, Steve is done, Tony is done.
Yep.
For some reason, like I want Steve and I want Nat, but I don't want Tony.
Well, we've gotten a lot of Tony, and his story has largely been resolved. It would have been nice to see a bit more of... Wouldn't you think it'd be great to see Tony Stark as a dad in the background?
Oh,
Like, doesn't he deserve that?
he,
Right?
He
Doesn't-
deserves to just like exist and be happy with his daughter.
Retired. Yeah.
Heroes
just-
do deserve to, sit
like-
comfortably on the porch and offer advice every now and again.
And I just want
You
him
don't need to end the story by taking
By
them
death.
out.
Yeah. You could just have them be like, my back can't handle this anymore. We will find new heroes and I will train them.
And like they did Peter so dirty because now he no longer has that like parental figure
Mhm.
to step in and be his dad. Oh god,
Well-
I need to go watch Spider-Man
Well,
again.
well, Peter still has Happy,
Fair.
which is his own Spider-Man character.
So I will say this. We have definitely already started Phase 4. Phase 4 has begun with a bang with WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier,
Loki.
and now Loki. Phase 4 is off with a big bang.
But this was supposed to happen before Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which was supposed to happen before WandaVision.
Exactly.
And so we wouldn't have even known who the
We wouldn't
hell.
have known who Valentina
But
was. at all.
everybody on the internet, they would have been like, that purple hair. They would have figured it out.
So I'll say this. This movie is a beautiful epilogue to that which came before.
Absolutely.
This movie gives us all of the story we needed from one of our core 5 Avengers. All of the others got a movie or more, multiple movies of their own.
Yeah.
i.e. everything.
Black
every
Widow
single-
absolutely deserved this movie.
Yes.
There's another character that like got discarded too. Like that's Vision.
Well, he gets his WandaVision.
Yeah.
And I'll say, you need to see this movie. You have not seen the Marvel MCU I Love You 3000 without this movie. This movie is part of that.
It really needs to be, yeah.
And it needs to be inserted into the timeline retroactively, just like in Loki. a variant has exist. Well, no, we've corrected it because this variant of Black Widow coming out late. No, it came out right at the right time, and you can go forward.
Yeah.
So this movie has now been inserted into the Kryptonite slot of the. It's going to turn into Kryptonite in Star Wars universe.
I have no idea what you just said.
So like, I feel like the Marvel universe is like every insert is like turning the movie into Kryptonite, and then you're able to play it and watch it, and you know what the movie is.
Okay, and Superman can't watch any of them.
Yeah. Well, no, the thing is, it's turning into Kryptonite, inserting it into the
You mean
the
like
timeline.
a crystal?
Yeah.
It's crystallizing it, not kryptonite.
But
Okay.
Superman, beware.
Yeah.
Superman can't watch Marvel movies. That's a given. I'm excited to have it as part of the chronological watch. Like, truthfully, I'm really excited to have it in there.
I want more.
I know.
I want more Black Widow. I want to watch it again. I can't wait for spoilers and teasers and other bits. I know the Legendary came out, which I haven't gotten to see yet. She's one of the most long-standing characters in the MCU, and she deserves this. And you need to watch this movie.
And if like
what I loved is that
a sequel, maybe.
Yeah, the young actresses that they chose to play them looked so much like Natasha and Yelena. They looked so much like them, especially teenage Natasha. I was like, it would be so cool to have a young Natasha series focusing around young Natasha Romanoff, played by a different actress.
I just want to bring it up. Natasha went to the Red Room and then came back for 3 years and then is going again. So that's twice now that she's been through the Red Room. And I just wanted to bring that up.
Milena
went through 4 times.
4 times, yeah. And kudos to Rachel Weisz because she just...
Yeah.
What a complicated character.
Melina, yeah.
And she plays it so genuinely, and I really believed that character the whole way through. Like,
yeah, she was a little bit awkward, but also she had like so much love to give. It was so cool.
She had so much plot.
Bro, how did you keep your heart? It's not your fault that you're
the mom, you're the scientist, you're the linchpin. You know where the Red Room is. You've still been working for the guy all along, and yet you've managed to maintain the through line for us. So I felt it was believable when the mask was pulled down, and we know now that she's worked out a plan with Nat to break it all down.
Now that we've said our thoughts about Black Widow, what about the new Marvel movies? Which one are you excited for the most?
I mean, Shang-Chi is next, right?
She's next. I don't know if that one's what I'm the most excited for.
I'm probably most
Dude, I'm like...
Well, it was pre-trailer. It was like during the like commercials that sometimes play while you're waiting for the commercials to play. More commercials. That's what they've told us. And we got the timeline of the next Marvel movies, and it ended on the Fantastic Four symbol.
And it has for a while now. That's not anything new.
I didn't see it before, okay?
Oh, in the investors call, it ended on that before.
Okay.
Yeah. What are you most excited about, Robin?
Oh, I'm so excited for Multiverse of Madness.
Ooh.
Me too.
To be honest, Doctor Strange, my favorite. It's not the one I'm the most excited for. The one I'm the most excited for is what Marie-Claire just said, Fantastic Four. Because that one is genuinely about family.
Yeah.
And
The found family tropes.
Not even just, like, this is literally a family. And they have not gotten it right.
Yeah.
Anytime that they've done it, they just haven't managed to get that this is a family.
It's not a team. It's not a group.
Exactly. It's not a team.
family.
It's a family. And I really hope that the third time's the charm, this final reboot of Fantastic Four, because they are so visually engaging and splendid and amazing to look at. And Mr. Fantastic is one of my favorite characters. The love story between him and Sue Storm is a testament. I just love established long-running romances.
Yes, you do.
Well,
you do. Yes.
Well, if they fail this time, then we can make the joke 4-4.
Oh, geez. I mean, okay, so the Marvel Cinematic Universe does justice to characters. Like,
Yes.
I don't think that there's been a character that we're like,
Mysterio.
I mean, that was amazing.
Yeah,
that was
so
an
well
amazing
done.
choice
Yeah.
to do it that way.
Mysterio and they were like, not one, multiple.
A whole team.
A whole
supporting him.
team. Like,
A
it
whole
was so
circus.
smart to like do
Spider-Man,
it that
like-
way.
But what are you looking forward to most?
Will we get Doc Ock?
Oh my goodness. Multiverse of Madness, just because like I'm looking forward to weird Marvel. It seems like they've really gotten their feet under them with weird Marvel, like Loki and WandaVision, and we're gonna get more of that weirdness with that. Shang-Chi, just because my boy Jung,
My boy.
from Kim's Convenience, like
Okay, you can't name them all.
no, I know. I'm just saying. I'm really like I'm looking forward to all of the Marvel movies, but I really am looking forward to the Eternals, because when you told me about the concept behind the Eternals, I'm like, I love Immortals, and I really love immortal love stories, and there seems to be one in there, and so I'm probably going to be obsessed with the Eternals.
I'm excited for What If.
Totally.
I am mostly excited for Multiverse of Madness. I just want something insane. I don't care what it is. I just want something like, you know that time where Doctor Strange sees and goes through that like weird experience?
Mhm.
In
With all of
where
the
he
possibilities.
falls into the spiritual realm or whatever. Yeah.
I want something like that, but like 10 times. Maybe he accidentally puts 4 portals and then he's going through multiple realities or something.
That movie created my favorite of your jokes, which is Dormammu of Come to Podcast, which we didn't start this episode with, which I am disappointed.
We really should.
We really.
So
Yeah.
if that's the case, then let's end it on that. But we will add one last thing, and that is to say,
Wait, what are you looking forward to?
well, I already said
Oh, Multiverse of Madness.
Fantastic
Guys,
Four.
guys.
Oh, Fantastic Four.
But I do want to
Spider-Man
put
Far
a,
From Home. Like,
I know.
Spider-Man No
I
Way
thought for
Home.
sure you're going to
Yeah.
make that comment.
No Way Home.
Oh,
No
wait,
Way
wait.
Home.
No Way Home.
Hold on.
And she's
Guys,
like, if there's a
hold on.
holiday themed one,
If they end up doing a holidays movie for the Spider-Man, because they're using home in all the titles, they can do the Spider-Man Home for the holidays.
They absolutely could
After
do
No
that.
Way Home.
Yeah, no, they absolutely could. You're so smart. Yeah.
Got away home and he's no home for the holidays.
I think I just figured out why Spider-Man's seeing all the different versions of himself.
Why?
Flippin' Loki.
well,
Maybe.
we are ignoring one that's going to be absolutely great, and we are all going to love it because it's Paul Rudd, and that is Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantum Mania,
Yes.
which is going to be hilarious
That
because
sounds
it is
insane.
genuinely the funniest of all the MCU movies
Ant-Man
so far.
is always so funny.
We better get at least some father-daughter action.
I
You know
argue that all of the visions should have just been Luis narrating what happens to all of the Avengers.
Yes, that would
Like,
have been really good.
it would
Maybe
have been
there's
better.
a what if where it's just Luis telling us the story.
Telling
of
us
what
the
all he
story of the Avengers.
Yeah.
So I knew this guy who told me this thing this one time. And then
I
he
love it.
like goes through it.
Luis is like low-key the best side character.
did. Anything else to say?
No, I just made a lot of jokes to you during the movie.
If Shang-Chi is out, go watch that too.
Because we have no concept of when this gets uploaded. Children 5.
Feel like Marvel is really getting an understanding of newer storytelling. At the time we're recording this, we're not quite finished Loki. One more episode to be released, so we don't know how it ends. But they're bringing in new creators, trying them out in the television shows, and then giving them larger movies to tell stories in. And I think that it's just creating like this really interesting pipeline to the movies. So we saw what Jack Schaefer could do in WandaVision. And then we got to see Black Widow. And yeah, I want to see another movie from her. Fabulous.
Writes extremely well. Black Widow tells us women are powerful.
Yes.
And this is a necessary statement that all women are powerful, but that women don't necessarily have control and authorship, and that they need that in order to better exert their power. And I can't think of a better way to end a podcast on than to say we need to do better.
Yeah. And it's saying that, hey, look at all these women that now have been given the right, and not just the right, but also have been told, look at all these women who have been told, look, live your own life, do your own thing, use your power for the way that you want to use it.
Yep.
And that is the statement that we need to say to all women.
And men, you just got to stop controlling women's bodies.
Yeah, that there was a big like undercurrent about that, especially with Yelena like talking about a hysterectomy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, in graphic detail. Holy hell.
Or basically stating that all the widows don't even have the right to breathe unless a flag is flicked on the iPad. Like, what are we saying here?
Yeah, we're saying a lot here.
So,
yeah.
They also referred to the girls as pigs.
Yep.
Yep.
That's it from me.
Dormammu, I've come to podcast!
And that's been What the Fiction this week. We hope you take care. And I hope you've watched The Black Widow before this, because this was a full spoiler podcast. We'll be back later on this week for the Loki finale on the live stream on YouTube.
Once when the new TV show comes out about Hawkeye,
Yep.
we're going to do it. Me and you.
Okay.